Are you familiar with this image? Most of us will recognize the 1982 classic E.T. the Extraterrestrial. E.T. is a heartwarming story about friendship. But did you know that upon its release, it was banned in 3 countries? Let's understand why by learning the political economy theory of media. So what is political economy theory? The name itself gives us a hint. Political economy theory is an approach to studying media that focuses on the politics and economics of media. It asks the question, how does power and wealth influence our systems of mass media? Political economy theory studies the power relations that influence the production, distribution, and consumption of communication resources. In doing so, they shed light on why some messages are emphasized and others downplayed. In essence, this theory posits that corporate influence pervades society. It does not focus on the signs and symbols of a text as cultural studies do. Rather, it studies how governments and the stock market affect the media that we consume. This theory has always been used to understand social change in history. In the 18th century, political economists Adam Smith and Dave Ricardo used it to understand the Great Capitalist Revolution. They wanted to explain how their society transformed from being agricultural to being industrialized. In the 19th century, Karl Marx published a book entitled Capital, Critique of Political Economy, which critiqued the rise of capitalism during the Industrial Revolution. These examples prove that historical transformation led to the development of political economy theory. The theory also examines the social whole, or the totality of social relations. It holds that the political, economic, social, and cultural areas of life are intertwined. These various aspects meet and influence media in different ways. Political economy theory is guided by moral philosophy. It not only describes the state of society, but also encourages people to change social behavior. With a knowledge of society's problems, theorists are driven to fight for democratic issues such as freedom of speech and access to education. Lastly, this theory is defined by social praxis. Social praxis is the unity of thought and action. What you believe is what you do. Political economists see research and action as inseparable. Theorists must intervene in light of social anomalies. Political economy theory is characterized by 3 social processes. They are commodification, spatialization, and structuration. These processes are a starting point in understanding how power and wealth constrains the production, distribution, and consumption of media. Commodification is the process of turning goods and services into a marketable product. Media has often been commodified. For example, idol groups make catchy songs to earn millions, and Disney films sell dresses and toys based on their popular characters. Political economist Dallas Smith argued that audience attention is also a commodity sold to advertisers. Videos, TV programs, and websites are usually cheap or free to the consumer, but the cost of production is funded by advertisers. In exchange, they get to show you their product. This scenario exemplifies the influence of economic relationships to media as an industry. Media messages produced by this system may fail to criticize capitalism or consumerism. Some may even adjust their content to suit a sponsor. The second social process is spatialization. This refers to the process of overcoming the constraints of space and time. In business, it involves outsourcing labor. This is most evident in how large corporations build factories in other countries to take advantage of cheap labor. Spatialization also refers to the extension of corporate power through acquisition and strategic alliances. ABS-CBN, for example, has subsidiaries in Canada and the States. Their corporation also owns cable services, radio stations, TV channels, and other business enterprises. Spatialization extends the company's reach to a wider audience and gives them an advantage in distributing their media. Because who owns the company says a lot about what they produce, political economy theory considers this when interpreting media messages. The third social process in political economic theory is structuration. Structuration is based on the view that people make history, but not on their own terms. They are forced to function within a category that social institutions have placed. An important activity in structuration is the process of creating hegemony, which is defined as the result of a process of transforming contested ideas into a naturalized way of thinking about the world. Political economy theory evaluates how elites dominate the culture, values, and ideologies of a society. Certain norms about social class, race, gender, and other social divisions are deeply ingrained in the social structure. Political economy theorists must analyze how the media portrays these categories in order to understand society and address injustice. The key takeaway of political economy theory is that it encourages us to be reasonably skeptical of the media we consume. It makes us aware of the social forces that shape media and invites us to keep the profit-oriented system in check.